Hello, my name is Purnesh Tripathi. I'm a solutions architect at AWS, and today we are going to talk about advanced machine learning driven document analysis for financial documents. Today's agenda would be first to address some of the challenges that our customers have been facing in their machine learning journey. Then we'll talk about how AWS can help. And then we discuss the actual solution for machine learning driven document processing. To wrap it all up, I'll be taking you through a demonstration of how a real world implementation of this solution could look like. Our mission at AWS has always been to put machine learning in the hands of every developer. Traditionally, only the businesses and organizations that could afford to have a sophisticated machine learning and data science team could use ML and AI in their applications. But not anymore. With AWS democratizing machine learning and artificial intelligence for our customers, anyone can now implement machine learning and AI-driven solutions in their products. There are tens of thousands of customers that are doing this on AWS. A few of these you see on this slide. Let's take Formula One for an example. Formula One used Amazon SageMaker to build machine learning models that allow their viewers to understand the complex split-second decisions that the drivers and pit crew were making that led to significant developments along the race. Or Duolingo. Duolingo is our customer that makes AI-driven language learning solutions. They realized that not every user is the same. You may be at different skill levels when you start learning a new language. So Duolingo used AI services through AWS to implement custom adaptable paths through the language learning journeys of their customers. This allowed them to adapt the curriculum with each and every test that the customer took. Or Tinder, the popular online dating website, allows the user's Amazon recognition to understand the metadata that is associated within the images that their users upload. This allowed them to enrich the data and make better matches for their customers. And not just these, but tens of thousands of such customers are using AWS every day to implement machine learning and AI into their applications. In fact, more machine learning happens on AWS than anywhere else. When we think about machine learning at AWS, we think about it in terms of three macro categories. On the top level are the AI services. In this layer, the services are served to our customers as API endpoints so that anyone can use them directly by hitting the API. You don't have to have a team of machine learning engineers or data scientists to use any of these services. This helps our customers, especially startups, medium businesses, and even enterprises, to build their solutions rapidly without having to dive into the details of machine learning and engineering and data science behind these models. You don't have to have any AI or ML expertise in order to use these. At the next layer, we have custom machine learning solution building services. These include Amazon SageMaker Suite, which has Amazon SageMaker Notebook instances, SageMaker Studio, SageMaker Debugger, SageMaker Model Monitor, and Amazon Augmented AI. These services are targeted towards customers who have little machine learning and data science expertise, but want to develop faster. They do not want to manage their own clusters or infrastructures and want to be able to build machine learning without having to worry about all the underlying details. These managed services allow exactly that. On the third layer, we have machine learning frameworks and infrastructure. These are for customers who have a more advanced set of machine learning skills and toolset in-house. They are comfortable with managing their own infrastructure and prefer to do so. These customers can then use pre-built AMIs to build their own clusters to do machine learning research on them. Before we address to the solution that we are about to present today, we need to understand the key challenges that our customers were facing and why this solution exists. First of all, financial customers receive data from a variety of sources. It could be PDFs, physical documents, or images. Extracting text from these images or PDFs is a hard process and is often error-prone. Secondly, once you have extracted text from these images and PDFs or any other document form, extracting meaningful information from that text is even trickier. Even if you were able to do so, it would cost you a significant amount of money and retraining of your workforce. And then you would have to think about customizing the entire process to fit your business context. This often is where business-specific context implementation becomes super hard. Last but not the least, if you were to go out and build a solution like this on your own, it's often very hard, expensive, and harder to manage. All of these factors prohibit our customers from using or building such a solution that would do document analysis for them. The solution? AWS. 3 services come together to form the solution that would allow our customers to do document analysis at scale. Amazon TextTrack, which allows you to extract text from documents without having to know machine learning. Amazon Comprehend, which allows you to get meaningful information and insights from the text that is extracted. And Amazon Augmented AI, which allows our customers to review the low confidence scores so that they can improve the business specific context that they're developing in Amazon Comprehend. Let's look at each one of these services in detail, starting with Amazon TextTrack. Amazon TextTrack can extract text and data from virtually any document. And what that means is customers are able to extract data quickly, accurately, and with flexibility. Amazon TextTrack also reduces the need for manual effort to do so, because less and less post-processing and pre-processing are required. It lowers the document processing fees. And the best of all, no machine learning experience is required from our customers' end to use Amazon TextTrack. It is available as an API endpoint for all of our customers to use. Let's look at a document here. At the end of the day, documents are words that are used in sentences that exhibit themselves into paragraphs. This structure is what makes documents so powerful. And Amazon TextTrack retains this structure. It gives you an output that explains which word exists in which line for which paragraph, and also provides you with confidence scores for each of these extractions. What this allows our customers to do is, once they have a word or a line or a paragraph and in place on the document, they can then choose the low confidence scores and get them reviewed by a human or an expert, therefore increasing the accuracy of the final text that is extracted from the document. Let's look at one such customer, Intuit. Intuit makes products like QuickBooks, Mint, and TurboTax. They process tens of millions of documents every year. They get their documents from all variety of sources. They get their documents through email, uploads on their platform, fax, and sometimes even snail mail. In order to process all of these effectively, they needed to be able to extract text from all of these documents. In order to do so, they used confidence scores as their metric to determine which documents have been extracted by textracts completely and with a high confidence score. And then for the low confidence score extractions, they sent those to Amazon Augmented AI, which we will be discussing shortly. The next service required for this solution is Amazon Comprehend. Amazon Comprehend is a fully managed and continuously trained service that discovers insights and relationships in text. But what does this mean? When we do text analysis, there are a few key components that are a part of it. First of all, there's entities, which is it a person, thing, organization, or any other kind of entity that is being talked about in the document? Then there's key phrases like, I'd like to cancel my order. Cancel my order is the key phrase. I'd like to buy a new piano. Buy a new is a key phrase, while piano is the entity, the language in which the text exists, which could be English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, whichever. The sentiment. How angry, happy, sad, or what is the tone and sentiment of the document? That is an important piece of information. And last but not the least, there's topic modeling. What is the general topic that this document is about? Amazon Comprehend can help you with each one of these. But this was not enough. Our customers wanted us to do better. They wanted to be able to train Comprehend to identify custom entities in their workloads. And when I say custom entities, I mean if I am selling pianos, it should be able to identify different kinds of pianos. Or for a financial customer, different kinds of loan applications, different kinds of insurance forms. And that was what's valuable, which is why Amazon Comprehend added support for custom entities. Now you can train custom entity recognizers on Amazon Comprehend that would be able to recognize entities that are specific to your business context. In this solution, we will be looking at one such custom entity recognizer. In this image that you see on your slides, the person, John Doe, the organization is any company, but there is also a part number and an account action, which is to cancel the order. Of course, this is a sample document, but you can see how it would be valuable in a real-world scenario. And we will be demonstrating more of this in the demo itself. The output is then provided to the business or organization using Amazon Comprehend, separated by which entities were pre-trained and which entities were recognized by the custom entity recognizer. For example, FINRA. FINRA is an independent organization that looks at United States businesses and analyzes document information about them. It reviews few millions of documents with unstructured data and helps flag records of interest that should be reviewed by human investigators. They use Amazon Comprehend to do so and were able to reduce their time required to process these documents by over 70%. The next and final piece of the puzzle that comes together to form this document processing solution is Amazon Augmented AI, or Amazon A2I. This service allows you to easily implement reviews, or rather human reviews, of machine learning predictions. As we discussed before, if Amazon TextTract extracts a text that has a low confidence score, or Amazon Comprehend detects an entity with low confidence score, you can send these to Amazon A2I to be able to review them. And some of the key features of the service include obviously implementing with ease the human review workflows, reducing the time to market using pre-built workflows and UIs that are available for you to use immediately in your applications. There are over 70 such workflows and UIs available on the AWS Samples GitHub repository. There are multiple workforce options, which we will discuss next, that you can use as human reviewers. You can integrate it with your custom models as well. Amazon A2I is machine learning agnostic, which is to say, you can use it with any machine learning model, be it one of the first layer services that Amazon offers, or any custom model that you're building in Amazon SageMaker. It increases worker efficiency by using the worker console of Amazon A2I in order to get reviews faster and produce an output that is usable through machines and automated scripts. There are three kinds of human review workforces that you can use with Amazon A2I. The first one is Amazon Mechanical Turk, which is a collection of over 500,000 independent contractors worldwide that can do human reviews for you. Or for highly sensitive workloads, or if you have enough capacity in-house, you can use a private workforce who you can invite using email, or you can use third-party vendors. AWS Marketplace has vendors who can help you with human review part of your machine learning pipeline. You can use these within minutes using only clicks, just as you would with any other AWS service. One such example of a customer who uses Amazon Augmented AI is DealNet Capital. They had massive number of documents to process each year, and they realized that by using Amazon Augmented AI and Amazon TextRack, they were able to reduce the time spent in reviewing their documents by up to 80%, which is a significant improvement for any business. Let's now look at the solution that we propose for processing such financial documents today. In this solution, a document is initially ingested through a variety of means. It could be a scanned image, it could be a scanned copy of the physical documents, it could be a PDF, or any other format that you're ingesting. It is uploaded onto an S3 bucket, which is this Amazon Simple Storage Solution, an exabyte scale, highly available and reliable storage solution. Once the file is uploaded there, a Lambda function is triggered. A Lambda function is just a piece of code that would execute a certain Python code in order to accomplish tasks. You don't have to worry about servers or provisioning it when you're using AWS Lambda functions. In this particular case, this Lambda function first calls Amazon TextRack API. Once it has the response from Amazon TextRack, it then sends the extracted text to Amazon Comprehend Custom Entity Recognizer, which has already been customized for your specific business case. You can retrain it over and over again with new entities that you constantly find, which you will see we do at the end of this entire solutions demo. Once the custom entity recognizer has recognized the entities that exist, which could be a device, a person, a company, or any other entity that is of interest to this particular business, it sends back that response onto an S3 bucket. This pipeline then sends these entities and the original text extracted by Amazon TextRack to another Lambda function, which then triggers an Amazon A2I workflow. the human in the loop process, where a human would then review what was the original text and how many entities were identified and where. If they find any new entities, they can tag it using the worker portal of Amazon A2I. Once this human loop completes, a Lambda function collates all the results, both the entities found using Amazon Comprehend Custom Entity Recognizer and the new entities that were tagged by the human reviewer, and stores them for future use. And by future use, we mean a Lambda function that triggers every week to check for new custom entities that have been identified and retrains Amazon Comprehend's custom entity recognition model to improve it perpetually. This is weekly just for this use case. You can have its frequency as high or as low as your business need it to be. So you can have a daily function which retrains the model every day, or a monthly function retrainer which retrains the model every month. The best part, you don't need to have any machine learning experience in order to do any of these. These are all pre-built services ready at your disposal to use. Let's look at the demonstration and understand how such a solution would look like in real life. We begin with a file. This is what a picture of a physical document would look like in any real-world scenario. This is a sample, but it's not far enough from the reality. Insurance companies and other financial customers get documents like these sent to them on a daily basis. We have an Amazon Comprehend Custom Entity Recognizer that is already trained to identify a few entities. It uses an entity list and training dataset which contains a lot of previous documents which contains those entities in order to train itself. We also have set up an Amazon A2I human review workflow, which would allow our human reviewers to go into the worker portal of Amazon A2I and be able to review the custom entities that have been identified and identify the custom entities that were missed by the Amazon Comprehends Custom Entity Recognizer. Let's upload a file onto the input directory of the S3 bucket that has been created for this solution. Mind you, this is the same file that we saw before. A scanned copy of a physical document. Once this image is successfully uploaded, it triggers the TextTrack Comprehend Lambda function, which is now sending this image to Amazon TextTrack for extracting the text out of it. Once it has the responses from there, it would send them to Amazon Comprehend's Custom Entity Recognizer. If we go on Amazon Comprehend current in-progress jobs, we now see that a new job has been created, which is trying to recognize all the entities that are present in the text document that has been submitted. Once this process is complete, the Comprehend A2I Lambda would take the results that Amazon Comprehend has in its output and send it along with the original text to Amazon A2I, where the human review workflow will be triggered and a new human loop will be created, allowing the reviewing workforce to review what entities were discovered. Let's simulate this for the same image. This is only for demonstration purposes. In real-world scenarios, this Lambda function will automatically be triggered. Let's refresh the worker console. And we have a new human review task. Once we open the worker console, we see that 2 devices were already identified. But the name currently does not exist in the custom entity recognizer model. So we are going to tag the person. We are going to tag another device that we can identify. And we also see that there is a policy number attached with this document. We would then add it to policy ID. And now we have identified all custom entities that are present in this document. We can go ahead and hit submit. And this triggers the human review workflow completed Lambda. This Lambda function is collating all the results. It collates all the results that have been generated by Amazon Comprehend Custom Entity Recognizer and the ones that have been identified by the human reviewer themselves, and adds them to the next training set for Amazon Comprehend Custom Entity Recognizer to train upon. And hence you have a full end-to-end document analysis solution that extracts texts from physical documents, uses Amazon Comprehend to analyze that text and extract key pieces of information from it, and then uses a human workforce to review the results of Amazon Comprehend and improve upon them. You can learn how to implement this solution and many other solutions on the resources on this slide. You can visit any of these URLs and find ideas about how you can implement machine learning and artificial intelligence solutions into your products without having to build machine learning models and data science capability yourself. Or you can head over to AWS Training and Certification website, where you can validate your skills with certifications and do training for your entire team or organization. You can also take benefit of the education programs that AWS Training and Certification portal has. Thank you very much. My name is Purnesh Tripathi, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions.